All right, we're here with Russell Cirincione, who is a candidate for Congress running against Frank Pallone, a Democrat from New Jersey, who's the chairman of the Energy and Commerce Committee, who you may recall kind of put a knife in the Green New Deal, the select committee for the Green New Deal, because he didn't want to lose kind of the turf. It was essentially a turf war, which is what much of Congress is. But Russell's facing an interesting problem that Twitter has actually created with a new policy of making it very difficult for primary challengers to get verified on their platform. Now, that might sound like vanity, but it is not at all, because take it from me, as a reporter, when I am looking to cover candidates, I'm trying to find their actual Twitter handle, and if I find that they're not verified, it gives off a vague sense that, well, maybe this is going to be a waste of time to cover. Maybe this is someone who's not serious. I'm going to put all of this energy into this campaign, and they'll just get blown out 90-10 on election day. And you can't do that over and over, because then readers stop following your coverage. It's like, why would I bother getting my hopes up for somebody that just gets single digits on election day? But Twitter is actively, to me, suppressing primary candidates in the way that they're handling this. So what's been your experience in interacting with Twitter in order to get your campaign verified?
So I submitted all of my official documentation to Twitter, an email address, because their official verification website's closed, and it has been since, I believe, 2017. So I sent them my FEC filing, a copy of my...
FEC filings. This is Federal Election Commission. He's filed an officially recognized candidate for Congress, right?
Yeah, so I sent them all of the information that just proves that I'm in control of this Twitter account. It's me, and I asked them to verify me, and they said that we would have to wait until after the primary election was over. So we just had a New Jersey primary a month ago, and the next primary is the one that I'm running for. So if I have to wait a year to be verified, that essentially silences my voice on Twitter when I try to get in touch with media connections like yourself. Because a lot of the current verified accounts do not accept any messages from non-verified accounts anyway. So it's really silencing the voice of a huge skew of progressive challengers. Also, for instance, Cori Bush still is not verified on Twitter, and she ran in the primary in 2018. And the public really has an interest also knowing that certain Twitter accounts are verified, because, to be honest, I'm afraid of another Twitter account popping up that impersonates another actual candidate. And that's why the public interest is so strong in having verification.
And so Cori Bush, think about that. So Cori Bush, if you've seen the documentary Knock Down the House, it's mostly about Ocasio-Cortez, but it's about 4 candidates running for Congress. Cori Bush was one of them. She got 35% of the vote in her primary in St. Louis. She came within a hair's breadth of becoming another member of the squad. She would be a national political superstar right now. Instead, she's running for Congress again, but this time isn't even verified on Twitter. And so what kind of effect has it had on your ability to kind of generate media coverage or just get other public attention to your campaign?
So I have sent direct messages to verified accounts, and to be honest, they're probably getting filtered out from those accounts. So it affects our ability to communicate over Twitter, and we need more verified people because, like I said, the public interest demands it.
And so think about this. If somebody in St. Louis or somebody in New Jersey wanted to screw over the campaign of a primary challenger, all they'd have to do is create a fake verified account and just start saying complete nonsense and make the person look totally nuts, and then you throw up a bunch of dust in the air. The reason that Twitter originally created its verification process, I don't remember who the person, do you remember who the person was that pushed it? You could Google this history, but people were creating fake accounts of celebrities and doing them serious damage, and the response was they would say, well, I'm real Donald Trump. And remember, that's why, like, for those of you who are new to the Twitter world, that's why our crazy president has real Donald Trump as his Twitter handle, because this was pre-verification, and this is the way that you were trying. But there was no law that somebody couldn't also call themselves real Donald Trump. It's just whoever whoever gets there first. So what are you doing, and are you in touch with other candidates who are facing the same problem?
Yeah, we're in touch with about 30 progressive Democrats that are running in primaries in 2020, and we're all discussing. We have the same issue. We have the same problem. So we're trying to join together and really make this a public concern. So Joshua Collins has been really vocal about it on Twitter, and a lot of other progressive candidates, because that's really the main way that a lot of us keep in touch with our constituents and with people that support us. So it's really important for us to be Twitter verified.
So when I first learned about this, I said something on Twitter about it, and I heard from a stunning number of primary candidates, a lot of whom I had covered in 2018, who said, this was a real problem. And I think that a lot of people hadn't brought it to my attention or other reporters' attention before, because there's almost a stigma associated with it. It feels like you're complaining about, tell me if there's something to this. It feels like you're like whining or complaining that it feels like vain or ego driven. But once I put that out there, just out of the woodwork poured all of these people who were saying that this was a huge problem. So for those of you watching, complain to Twitter, flag it for Jack on Twitter. This is something that the company needs to address.
Right. Yeah. We're just asking for objective standards for verification, especially if so many verified accounts exist before now. Right. So I think we need a set standard set by Twitter, and that so people can follow. So yeah.
Right. It's not hard to come up with a standard. If you filed with the FEC, and the FEC has taken your paperwork and turned you into an FEC approved candidate for federal office, done. This is not a difficult philosophical angels dancing on the head of a pin question.
Right.
So thanks so much for bringing this to our attention.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You got it. Good luck.